some of my words and advice. If you feel like, you're not worth it, and if you feel suicidal, and like feel like you're not, really, nobody cares about you, you're wrong, okay? And then this is gonna be my advice, and hopefully I don't take up too much of your time. And yeah, I would just like to share my story, my issues, and just how I overcame some of my issues, and how this might help someone like you, if you're not feeling the best mood. Just warning you now, this video is going to be very serious, and yeah, but anyways, I want you to know, and if you're a girl, if you're a guy, preferably or if you're not binary, I want you to know that you're special, and I want you to know that we're gonna go way back to my middle school years. Right now, I'm about to be a sophomore in high school, and right now I'm 16, so we're gonna just from a 16-year-old. Anyway, about I want to say back in maybe 5th grade. No, not 5th grade. Maybe a couple years ago, for about 3 years, I was looking at porn. If you know, you know. For the purpose of this video, we're not going to say the actual word. And basically explicit content, to say the least. And that really affected the way I talked to women, the way I talked to, I got really right all the time. I still have trouble with that, and that's really affected me in a big way. Another thing I'd like to add is I've had people that made fun of me because I've been kind of, I've always been kind of skinny, and, kids used to kind of pick on me and whatever, and, I've gotten rejected a few times, and there was just a point in time where my anxiety really just kicked in, and I was feeling, how do I put it in the most delicate way possible, okay? I was feeling the worst that I've ever felt, and I said, what if I just cut myself more? This was what I was thinking at the time, and I said I wasn't worth it, and I had these voices in my head that told me I should just kill myself, but that's not the point, okay? The point is, you want to know how I got through it? Well, I'll get there in a second. I just want to say, if you're feeling that way, again, I'm going to tell you how I got through it. So, I was feeling the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. When I'm talking I wanted to not necessarily kill myself, but harm myself, not others, but myself. I normally don't talk about this stuff because this is actually serious. Like I said, I'm warning you now, this is pretty serious. But I never actually did it, I never actually did it. And the reason why is because I thought, how can I put out a positive message and help people, I thought, my life is so important, and that's when it hit. I don't know if it was just, I believe there is a God, and I believe that everybody's born for a reason. You're born for a reason. If you don't think it, if you, even if your job is terrible, if you're living on the streets, if you're homeless, you still have a purpose in life, bro, and that's something a lot of people don't get. You're important, you're special, everybody is special. Everybody, I just want to say that now. You are special. Every single person on this earth means something. Even if you're a terrible person, if you're if affiliated with a gang, you still have a reason to live, and that's the thing people don't get. And I feel like God kind of, when I was feeling terrible and I had thoughts of hurting myself, I didn't want to see a therapist, I didn't want to see a counselor, I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to bury my problems, and, but I thought to myself, I was hey, how can I turn my stress into something important? And and that's kind of why I'm doing this now, is for anybody that's struggling, because me personally, I just want to help people, and it's something a lot of people don't get, and I've been trying to, like, there's people like, there's this one guy, it's kind of a motivational speaker, his name is Jack Piggott. He is someone I look up to, and he's not much older than me. I forget how old he is. I think he's like 18 or something. I could be wrong. Anyways, I've been watching his channels. He has so much good advice, and I started watching him, and I started my self-improvement journey. I started working out. Started no fap. I failed. I still failed, but I've been keep trying to do that, working out some, and I just overall, my mental health improved. Everything just improved, and you can improve. I'm telling you, there's room to improve, but like I said, I was feeling suicidal and everything like that, but then I started watching content creators like, that guy, and I started working out, and I started feeling more confident. I was always kind of socially awkward. I've been able to express myself more. One of the biggest things, if you're an introvert, one of the biggest things an introvert can do is just listen to people. Like, most introverts, you probably don't even know this, most of the time, they'll actually listen to people's conversations, and then if you're one of those people where people say you're too nice, that is more than okay. I just want you to know that there's no such thing as too nice. Okay, I've been told by my friends I'm too nice, but if you're one of those people that just want to help no matter what, then respect to you. I just want to say that, and if anyone's out there struggling, I want you to know that someone out there loves you. So if you, you know, and again, I don't promote anything like that on my channel. I'm just saying, for any people that currently are struggling with self-harm, or they might have thoughts of harming others, I want you to know that someone out there cares about you, even if you don't think it, even if you think everybody hates you. There's still someone out there that if they see you go, you're gonna regret it you're gonna regret it. It'll be too late. And I just want you to know that. And I want everyone to know, one thing I learned, and was kind of hard for me to accept at first, is like, I used to only like people on their looks, but really it's not about looks. For me, especially, I like people more for their personality. And one thing I will tell you now is high school isn't all your life. There's so much more after high school. That's why I just gotta say, don't let people bring you down. Just be yourself and try to become a better person. Like I'm telling you now, those people that think they're gonna be the next NFL and NBA, most of the time they're gonna be working at, like, not saying all the time, but half the time, they're not gonna make it very far. So I just want you to know that just try your best, even if others try to bring you down. I want you to know that you are special and that you are loved, and that people care about you. And one thing I like to believe, even if you're not religious, for example, like I've always believed there was a God. For a second, though, when I was feeling kind of depressed and had really bad anxiety, I started praying less. I started like believing, oh yeah, maybe God doesn't exist. Send me straight to hell, okay? But anyway, whenever I started praying more and saying thank you and just appreciating that maybe there is a God, I really just want to say praying is a good thing, okay? Like, I believe that, many good things happen to me from praying, and just in general, like, good things happen when you do good things. That's what I want to tell you. Good things happen. When you do good deeds, good things are going to happen to you. If you don't do good things, bad things are going to happen to you. And one thing I'd like to say is, this is also hard for a lot of people to accept, and even for me to accept, there are going to be people that might pressure you into doing things that you don't like, and that is okay. But then again, try to learn, like, what it is that they're trying to, and not everybody is going to agree with not everyone's going to agree with you, and I just want you guys to really understand that. And, you know, to anyone that's struggling, I am here for you. I have you guys. I just want to, I'm just saying right now, if you are feeling like the lowest in your life right now, then I'm glad you watched this video. And all I gotta say is, like, if you can't get a girlfriend right now, if you can't get a boyfriend right now, if you're bisexual or or gay, trans, this goes for anybody. I want you to know that if you're in like high school, if you're under the age of 18, most high school relationships do not last very long. And for me, I would rather die knowing. I wouldn't care if I end up not being in a relationship. I would just want to die knowing that I've made so many people happy. I wouldn't care what happens. I'm just trying to have a positive message by making people happy. I don't care what happens to me, as long as I die knowing that I maybe saved someone's life and maybe had a positive message. I just want you guys to know that you're loved, and that I'm making this video for people that can't realize that they're loved or cared for, or they might be going through struggling, like they might be trying to be an addiction. Like me, I was addicted to, porn, and I kind of overcame that. Now I moved on to looking at like just images, which is still not that great, but then again, I've moved on to that, and I take breaks now and then too. Like it's not like constant. So even just limiting the time you do stuff like that, and just exercising, and one thing anxiety will try to do, or like just your mind will try to do, is list all the bad things. Most of the time, your brain's going to try to list all the bad things about you. And I just like to say, try to think of the good things, And I'm not no counselor or therapist or anything, but I would just like to say, this has helped me. List all the good things in your life. List all the people that care about you, and really try to think, what would happen if you just weren't there? What would happen if you hurt, like I'm saying, how would that affect them, and how would that affect your life? What would you have died for? You got to think about these things. And one thing I got to say too is, like, another part of self-improvement, more people, I guarantee it, you'll feel better about yourself, and you'll feel better about the way people look at you, the way people talk to you. And I just want to say, you'll overall feel way better if you do think you enjoy. And don't try to just, ignore things like that, because you obviously means you're doing something, And, if people don't really like me, a lot of people know about my YouTube channel. Some people might make fun of it. I don't know. But the point is that I'm trying to make is just try to be yourself. And one thing that a lot of people don't think is, like, it's okay to be yourself, Not everybody's opinion matters. And that's something I've struggled with. I used to think that I had to impress people, but it's really, people's opinion don't always matter. That's what I'm trying to prove a point here. If you think, like, people that make fun of you, they have insecurity themselves, They might be overweight, they might be having a bad home situation, who knows what they're going through. And I just want you to know that, so if you've ever been bullied, most of those bullies are insecure about themselves, or they're jealous of you because they don't have something that you have, or they aren't as talented or gifted as you, So yeah, that's all I want to say. And also, one more thing I'd like to add is, if you're my age, if you're like 16, 17, 18, if you're older, again, maybe this video isn't for you, but I want to say something. I've never been in a single relationship, and I'm 16 years old. Now think about that. And the reason why is because you gotta find that's another thing I'd like to say, is just that's why high school relationships are most of the time are pointless, because if you don't find the right person, they're gonna just dump you, bro. They're gonna dump you, and you're gonna regret ever liking that person. And yeah, if you ever thought of killing, like I said, just think about it. If you ever thought of killing yourself, I'd just like to say, remember, try to think of all the good things in your life, and think about why you would actually do that, and think about everyone that loves you. It would be sad to see you go away, and that's why what the point I'm trying to get here is, again, know that you're loved for. Know that someone, even if you don't believe it, someone out there cares for you. I care for you guys. If you're really struggling, I believe whether you're, man, woman, trans, or non-binary, or whatever your pronouns are, know this, that someone out there cares about you, and that you are loved for. And that's just my advice, Make sure to like, subscribe. I don't want to waste too much of your time. But yes, I hope you take this advice and really can just, if you're struggling, I hope I helped you. Thank you.